Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of So What You Hear. I'm Jay.
I'm Tiff.
And we are here to talk about coaching. We touched on it yesterday, but there's been some developments since the last video that we just felt like we couldn't ignore. Bill Belichick is no longer the coach of the New England Patriots.
That's crazy.
And that's insane. One of those coaches that when he's not on your team and for most of his tenure, I mean, we do the same thing. We're probably going to do the same thing we did with Brady. He's a cheater. He's terrible. We hate him. And then he leaves, and we're like, God, he was amazing. Don't you remember how amazing that guy was?
Still a cheater, but yeah.
But, I mean, even with that, I mean, just summary of the career. 6-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time NFL Coach of the Year, 9-time conference champion, 17 division titles, 31 playoff wins, and 302 regular season wins. On top of the fact that there's been over 100, somewhere around 100 to 130 other coaches that have passed through the NFL in the time this man has just been dominating.
Yeah, he took over.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And to just see, I mean, I don't want to just like bash the Patriots on it because I feel like they seem like they had a very mutual like
agreement. Yeah.
For some reason this ain't working. Let's just go and see if we can get something else to work out. But man, it gives you 20 years of greatness and you fire him after 4 years of mediocrity. It wasn't even, I mean, this year was terrible.
This year was terrible.
Most of it was just a little mediocre. That's a little crazy to me. But, I mean, from what we're hearing after the interview, that's what they did to Pete Carroll, too, because he's telling everybody he still wants to coach. And yesterday they basically came out like, oh, he's done. He wants to go in the office. And he's like, no, I want to coach. They said no. But, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm about to echo everything you said. I'm like, I think Pete Carroll was very surprised because they act like they sang Kumbaya.
Yeah, and then
I figured it was the cold weather. You know, Seattle weather is, not great, so I want to go inside, but no.
Yeah, nah.
He's not even almost, they said, right. He wasn't even thinking about retirement. They keep talking about it for him. Like, almost like the Brett Favre treatment.
And how many of these teams have done this and watched teams and players go to other places succeed? New England, we're done with Brady, and he goes and gets another Super Bowl, and y'all can't get none together. And then the answer is, okay, well, the only other thing we've had that's been good, let's get rid of that too.
Well, I'm surprised they just didn't cut down his responsibilities.
I don't think he wanted to coach that way, and I think that's why it was more of a mutual split.
Like, you think it was more like maybe?
I think it was like, hey, maybe you could coach, or maybe you could just GM. And Belichick was like, if you want me, you're getting me. And yeah,
you can't go to Dallas.
He can. Y'all don't really have a GM.
They do have a GM. Jerry's son.
He stepped out of the way for Bill Parcells.
Jerry's son, not as the GM. No, he did not.
Oh, that's true.
He stayed in the booth.
I don't know if he would. If Mike McCarthy drops the ball in this playoff. I'm not saying y'all necessarily lose because if y'all go into San Francisco and hey, y'all hit the NFC Championship and y'all have a knockdown, drag-out game and I can't remember who their kicker is, but he hits some like 60-yard bomb to win it, then I can see, okay, Mark McCarthy might get another chance. Or you go to the Super Bowl and Justin Tucker does. That's the only way I see y'all losing in this playoff and Mark McCarthy staying on your team when there's a chance for Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick.
I mean, okay, maybe Pete, but if Belichick has to be the GM, I don't think he's done with the Jerry role. Like,
I mean, it could be. Yeah. I don't know. You'll see. I mean, there's been conversation now because there's been conflict with our coaches that the Giants might be like, we're still not together.
Yeah, but not having Bill Belichick on New England sideline, that's going to be really weird.
Yeah. I
can't remember it not being that way. How long was it? 24 years?
24 years, yeah.
So I don't want to tell how old I was,
he left the Jets, so that would be, it's 2024.
They said
so 2000, yeah. 2000.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Math is fun.
But no,
that's insane.
I can't.
I think, like I said, when Brady finally retired after the ring and everything, and we kind of had to, I don't think there's any other way than to, that is the greatest football coach we've seen in the pros.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that obviously there can be better in the future, but so far I think
I mean, he has a hell of a legacy to try to beat. You said 15 more games he needs?
Yeah. I think 15 more games is what they said, and he has the all-time record.
Yeah.
Most winnings, period.
By any coach. So I think that right there makes you a good.
Which kind of, I think that's where a lot of people are going to these rebuild teams. That's the only reason I don't know if it would even matter with us, because they keep looking at these rebuild teams, and I'm like,
he's not going to want to rebuild.
He don't want to rebuild. He wants to win He wants to win 15 games in the next couple of years.
I mean,
be
what
done.
other place doesn't need a coach? Unless you go to Seattle, because what other place need a coach? They don't need rebuild. I mean, the Chargers need to be rebuilt.
No, every problem they have is they have every
so you
superstar
think their
you
problem
have.
Is the coach?
Yes, their problem was the coach.
Okay.
The Raiders, they only need a quarterback.
That is true, and they look much better once they got.
And I mean, Antonio Pierce. Don't get me wrong. I think Antonio Pierce has done a phenomenal job. But
once again, it's Bill Belichick.
I just, no offense to Antonio Pierce, but I think Antonio Pierce would be like,
well, only Jesus can do it better.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why I'm not we're going with Belichick. Oh. Okay, well then, yeah, we're good. We're good. But, I mean, let's see, anybody, this conversation, Tomlin might want to walk away for a break.
You think he can go to Pittsburgh?
I mean, that's a legacy town. That's a tough do your job. I mean, his motto is do your job.
I think
what's more do your job than Pittsburgh?
They don't say it's Rudolph, but I don't see how it's
Pickett. They have a young, brand new quarterback and a guy that turns trash into gold.
So you saying Brady was trash?
No, but I think Ryan Mallett. They had how many quarterbacks pop in and put up like record numbers when the few times Brady would go down?
That's true. I mean, I'm just saying.
Did Jimmy Garoppolo look quite that good anywhere else?
Well, I mean, depending on how far the Steelers get, we don't think they're going to get far, but depending on how far they get.
Well, my only thing with the Steelers is that it changes the narrative because
get rid of the quarterback that wins you the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But Tomlin's saying he wants to step away. Oh, there's conversation that Philly's coach might not be safe. Because they went from a Super Bowl team, their offensive and defensive coordinator left, and they look terrible. So a lot of people are hearing rumors that the conversation is, well, maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was them.
I mean, the quarterback's finger was going the opposite direction.
Not all year. And why hasn't the quarterback's finger been like that before? Because this is a superstar line. And what's happening now?
That's true. That's true.
But
I don't want Belichick to go to.
I don't want him to go to Philly.
I'm like, no, I don't want. No.
I said when Travis Kelce talking about him going to the Chargers, like, no, Atlanta has a lot of talent. And has had bad coaching.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense how bad Atlanta is.
For no reason, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But, this was going to be a short one. We just, like I said, wanted to give Bill Belichick his flowers and talk about some of the coaching stuff that's kind of important that we didn't get to on the last one. Like I said, there still might be a couple other things popping up this weekend. Just look out one way or another. And like, comment, subscribe, and hit us on our social media.
Tell us what you hear.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Peace.